do people become minimalists in 2025? Why do people still want to join this movement that started, over 10 years ago? I'm sure it started a long time ago. It was just not as widespread, not as much talked about or televised. In this video, let's consider some possible reasons of why people's mind is shifting. The first one I would say would be going into New Year. A lot of people get just this urge, this inner feeling of, I kind of want to start fresh, especially since taking down, the Christmas tree and putting everything back into boxes. A lot of people do just naturally get this urge. Out with the old, in with the new. It is tiring to have a lot of stuff, especially if you keep looking at it again and again. So yeah, someday you might just wake up and have the urge to declutter everything and to start fresh. Or this urge might find you at 2 a.m. at night if you are a night owl. The next reason might be if you're moving to a smaller space, if you're downsizing from 3,000 square feet to half that or even a small studio, or if you're moving out of state and out of the country. And what might cause you to become a minimalist is one call to a moving company and asking them, how much would it cost to get 3 to 4 movers to come over and help me pack everything up and move? And they're gonna give you some crazy 5-digit probably number, and you will reconsider everything that you've ever purchased and possibly decide to get rid of it all. Now, if you're moving out of the US, you probably only could bring 2 suitcases checked in luggage and 1 carry-on plus 1 personal item. So that takes care of itself, right? That's pretty easy. You just basically get rid of 90% of stuff and keep the most important things, or put it all in storage. However, moving and downsizing is a good reason enough for most people to think about minimalism, especially if you are not hiring movers and you're the ones packing the boxes and bringing them up and down the stairs. The next reason would be losing someone. When you lose someone close to you, or whether it's your friend circle, you sort of unknowingly, unwantingly look at life with different eyes. You look at other people differently, you look at your life, you're just going through so many life's realizations, and you'll also often think that, well, when I die, I cannot bring any of this with me, so should I be living more simple? I've been a minimalist, or I've been calling myself a minimalist for the past 7 years, but when my mom passed earlier this year, I just realized even more so how I need to invest in experiences and not things, because I cannot bring any of this with me. I can hopefully take the memories with me. Just in general, looking back at my life, I think the things that I remember the most are trips, experiences, shows and theater performances that I saw, but not so much the things I owned. Maybe there's 1 or 2 things, such as my first nice camera, that was a monumental moment, but when it's a continuous purchasing pattern, you completely blend everything together and not even remember that. The next reason is wanting a simpler life, and for a good reason too, because nowadays our lives are just so complicated, so saturated, and completely overstimulating. There's way too much going on, too much construction everywhere, too many apartment complexes are being built, too many people everywhere, too much advertising, just too much. And so by tuning out of that, by downsizing, minimizing, and that includes material possessions, digital things, even, people you let into your home. Maybe you don't want any toxic people in your home, you don't want no drama, you don't want no smoke. The next one would be seeing somebody else's home, somebody else's lifestyle, and wanting that for yourself, especially when you are seeing it in person, because online you can find all kinds of lifestyles that people are living, and oftentimes they'll be showing their Sunday reset videos, for example, and you're like, wow, this person lives so simply and minimalistically, I kind of want that for myself. But it will especially influence you if you go into someone's home and their life setup is just so simple and clean, and it's the feeling that you feel in their home. For me, back when I lived in Vegas and I was doing real estate, we were selling this gorgeous property on a golf course, and it was a huge property, but the people who were selling it, they were still living in it, and they were very minimalistic, and on top of that they were very organized. And every time I went to do a showing with buyers of this property, I just couldn't help but feeling some type of way, like feeling uplifted, feeling like everything in my mind is organized. And every time I would leave that place, I would come back to my home and organize and make it a better space for myself as well. Even if you're driving to another state and you would rent an Airbnb for the night, but the Airbnb you rent is like a super cute and super minimalistic home and you just feel so comfortable there, that alone can inspire you as well. So visiting other people's spaces in person can inspire you to live a more minimalistic lifestyle. The next one would be some big change in your life, such as getting laid off, getting out of a toxic relationship, any kind of scenario where your life goes from stable to shaken up and now everything has changed and now there's none of that stability. So you might rethink once again how you live your life, whether it's moving out of a toxic home with basically nothing, renting an apartment on your own and sleeping on the floor, by default becoming an extreme minimalist and then slowly repurchasing things. That fresh start can also make you realize, you know what, I have nothing right now, but I also have my peace, I have my freedom, and that's all I care about, and that's the most important thing to me, so maybe I should just continue with it. The next reason is financial freedom. When nothing can influence you, when you're just like, you know what, I have enough, I am enough, already enough, then you gain just new levels of financial independence and freedom, whereas nothing can influence you to legally take money out of your account and put it somewhere else. The money that is yours stays with you. When it comes down to influencer spending, you also have to understand how their money works and how your money works. Because a lot of the times they get sent items for free, which costs them nothing. A lot of the times they would buy a whole of things and then go return it. And their money works differently because they can get paid several thousand for a short video, whereas for you, you're exchanging your time for a product. If you make $20 an hour and you want to purchase one item, you're exchanging an hour of your life for that item. I really love that there's so many communities now, whether it's local communities, national and just worldwide, on minimalism, no-buy groups. There's a lot of buy-nothing groups. There's also a lot of places where you can get involved, even if you do not want to show your face, so to speak. You can still post your small progress into Facebook groups, Reddit, TikTok, YouTube, and there will be people who will be supporting you. I think that the community of minimalists is very welcoming, because it's so awesome that each year we can get more and more people on board. The next reason would be it's easier to clean, and from the perspective of time management, when you have less to manage, you are putting it from place to place less. And your cleaning time might go from the entire weekend, the entire Saturday, to just 20 minutes a day. It might not seem like a lot when you just clean for one day out of the week, but obviously when you add all of that time up, it adds up. The next reason would be clarity and focus. When you just do not have that visual noise, when you look around yourself in your primary spot, which is your home, your place where you live, and you do not feel overstimulated, it helps you focus on things better. It helps you remember things, as opposed to when there's clutter everywhere and you walk from room to room, you walk inside a room, you completely forget why you even went there, but you see some stuff and you start organizing it, and then you go to another room. The next reason is more experiences, because obviously when you stop wasting your money on stuff you don't need or you've been influenced to buy, then there is a little bit of extra money in your bank, and then you can invest that money into experiences. And you don't have to travel very far for experiences. You can literally open Groupon and see what's going on in your town. Overall, there's many reasons why people become minimalists and stay minimalists. I do see a lot of positive and very good changes in my life since I decided to change my lifestyle. But if you're kind of on the brink of deciding whether you want to make additional changes to your life, you might want to consider minimalism in 2025 if you can relate to the following. Your garage is stuffed to the brim and you absolutely cannot park your vehicles in there. Your kitchen counters and bathroom counters and any other flat surface is completely filled with things, whereas you cannot fit anymore. You enter your home after work, and instead of feeling a sense of relief like you came to your safe space, you actually look at everything and you feel a sense of overwhelm. After all, your living space, your living quarters is your first place. You spend the most time there. And if you feel overstimulated and not wanting to be there, it's going to affect other areas of your life. But you have a choice and power to make it a safe space and a refuge from how crazy the outside world is. If you want to change your life, start now. Do not wait until Monday, until the next month. I actually still watch and binge a lot of minimalist content because I love it, especially from small creators. I just put my phone down, play it in the background while I'm cleaning, while I'm doing the dishes, doing other chores around the home, and I feel enlightened by other people's ideas. Whatever your reason to become more minimalistic in 2025 may be, I hope that you identify things that you love, spend more time doing them, and be happier. Thanks so much for watching.